Good evening. A 35-year-old man is fighting for life after being stabbed near a popular South Yarra nightclub. The alleged offender was arrested metres from where the violent brawl broke out and was slapped with a string of charges. Julia Passarelli reports.
A brawl erupts in South Yarra before a man is stabbed.
It was just a lot of shirt pulling and yelling, and then punches were being thrown, and I guess it quite obviously just escalated.
The 35-year-old left bleeding in the middle of Commercial Road, dragged to safety by his mates.
He just laid there completely unconscious, which was frightening to see.
As he was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries, around the corner a 25-year-old man was handcuffed.
Oh my God! Hey, get me up!
Police say that man is known to the victim. He was taken to hospital in a stable condition.
It's always the nightclubs around here. They seem to attract trouble.
The brawl broke out close to the Emerson around 10 o'clock last night. It's understood patrons were told to stay inside.
There was probably 15 to 20 men hopping out of this large black Hummer on the street of that club. I assumed they were heading towards the club.
Outside, the streets became a crime scene as police searched with the dog squad and bagged evidence before charging the man from Parkville. The alleged offender appeared at Melbourne Magistrates Court this morning. The 25-year-old didn't apply for bail and will remain in custody until his next court appearance in March.
Another night in the hood, South Yarra.
Julia Passarelli, 9 News.
Guns were drawn as armed officers swarmed a car filled with teenagers on the Princess Highway early this morning after the group allegedly used a knife to carjack a 76-year-old man and his 2 female passengers. The trio is accused of stealing a Hyundai Kona in Hampton Park before dumping it in Dandenong. Police say they then fled in a second vehicle but were followed by the Air Wing. The 16-year-old boy accused of being behind the wheel has been remanded, while a 17-year-old boy and 13-year-old girl were granted bail. Australia's test team has attended a fan event outside the MCG on what should have been the third day of the Boxing Day test. More than 100,000 tickets worth $10 million have had to be refunded, but as Sam Jordan explains, the man responsible for the controversial pitch won't be sacked.
It should have been hosting 90,000 fans, but today the MCG was silent. Cricket's biggest game gone in just 2 days.
I didn't think we'd be standing here. For 7 years, we've just had a really good run, and we just did not anticipate it.
The pitch is being blamed for what's only Australia's 4th ever 2-day test, but the second this series.
You lose 40 wickets in less than 2 days. You have to ask a few questions on why.
The man who prepared it, curator Matt Page.
I was in a state of shock after the first day to see everything that happened and 20 wickets in a day. I've never been involved in a test match like it and hopefully never involved in a test match like it again.
His decision to leave the grass longer than usual slammed. The MCC is standing by him.
He's considered one of the best in the country, if not the best.
Counting the cost, Cricket Australia, who after ticket refunds is set to take a $10 million hit. But it's not just the pitch, fingers are being pointed at the players too.
Do you feel let down at all by the batters?
I'm not here to comment.
There's no hard feelings from those on the field.
I feel for him, it's bloody tough.
For the fans who missed out, today there was some consolation. Australia's cricketers organising a fan day at a time they thought they'd be playing.
It's a good turnout, it's nice to be here, so much rather be playing cricket and hopefully winning a game, but least we can do.
Fans felt the same.
I flew in from the United States, so it's kind of disappointing for me.
It's nice what they're doing today, but would have loved to have been inside the MCG and got the atmosphere.
After the test match in Perth that only went for 2 days, I couldn't possibly think it'd happen again.
However, as the Poms packed into pubs across Melbourne this afternoon, still celebrating their win, there wasn't much sympathy.
Don't care if Australia lost and it's cost them a lot of money, but we enjoyed our day. It's not often we do.
Sam Jordan, 9 News.
A Mornington Peninsula home has been destroyed by fire as emergency crews desperately fought to save neighbouring houses. Penelope Leish has been following this story for us. Penny, was anyone hurt?
Steph, luckily everyone in the area managed to evacuate safely. This fire actually began in a shed on a Dartnell Close property around 1 o'clock this afternoon, but it quickly spread to the home and then to a neighbouring property as well, causing this mass evacuation and also an advice message in the area regarding the smoke. It was a major operation for fire crews as well, around 20 units from the CFA descending on that blaze. It took them around 3 hours to bring the flames under control. We don't yet know what sparked the fire. Fire investigators are now working to establish exactly what happened. Steph?
OK, thank you, Penny. Russia has launched a new wave of deadly strikes on Kyiv as President Volodymyr Zelenskyy makes his way to the United States for talks with Donald Trump. The Ukrainian president is hoping to lock in security guarantees when the leaders meet at Mar-a-Lago. Europe correspondent Mimi Becker reports.
The Ukrainian capital under attack. Buildings blasted as almost 500 drones and 40 missiles were launched by Russia. 2 people killed, dozens more injured, emergency services rescuing people still trapped inside. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy believes this is the Kremlin's response to news of his upcoming peace talks with President Trump. Ukraine working to negotiate security guarantees as part of lasting peace.
This attack is, again, Russia's answer on our peace efforts, and it's really showed that Putin doesn't want peace, and we want peace.
President Zelenskyy stopping to meet Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney on his way to the United States.
We need to stop this war in any way, and we need 2 things, pressure on Russia and sufficient strong support for Ukraine.
The Kremlin pushing on. President Putin today visiting a military command post. The leaders of the Kyiv regime are in no hurry to solve this conflict peacefully, he says, adding Russia can resolve it by force. And as the 4-year anniversary of the war quickly approaches, tomorrow's meeting between Zelenskyy and Trump may be the most important yet. I can't believe that the whole world is seeing this and can't stop it, this woman says. In London, Mimi Becker, 9 News.
Australians are being urged to switch energy providers to save money, with the ACCC tonight warning not shopping around is leaving consumers out of pocket. And as the growing pressure of household bills weighs on families, fewer believe the federal government will be able to help. Federal politics reporter Emily Saunders explains.
As bills pile up, a growing number of Australians lose faith in politicians to bring costs down.
There are a range of investments that we're putting in place to help take pressure off Australians, but there's always more to do in this space.
The latest Mood of the Nation report finding the number of Australians who lack confidence either major party can manage the cost of living is up from 19% in April to 30% in November.
So I think that just points to a growing concern about the future of the economy.
We have to tackle energy prices and focus on energy affordability.
The ACCC finding household energy bills rose at an average of 6% nationwide over 12 months. It says staying on the same energy deal for more than 3 years is costing consumers an extra $221.
We've got energy providers that need to be mindful that in this day and age it is easier to switch than it ever has been before.
Energy is the economy, whether it's your own power bill, whether it's the processing of your food and producing your food, right through to any business. They have to pass that on.
Mortgage costs are also front of mind. The Commonwealth Bank and NAB predicting rate hikes as early as February, while the federal government's own inflation forecast predicts it'll stay above the target range until June.
They know that if inflation isn't coming down, that the prospects of future interest rate cuts are less likely.
I think it's really important that we do our part and play our part in trying to keep interest rates low, but at the end of the day, that'll be a decision for the Independent Reserve Bank of Australia.
Emily Saunders, 9 News.
The battle for line honours in the Sydney Hobart yacht race has gone down to the wire, with a winner emerging from a 3-way Supermaxi battle. Now, Ollie Haig is on the water with them. Ollie, one's just claimed victory.
Certainly right, Steph. Good evening to you. I want to show you just up there, that is the 2025 winner of the Sydney to Hobart, Comanche, taking home the Sydney to Hobart tonight, taking her 2 days and 5 hours. It's been a really hard slog for the yachts this year. Obviously, it's just been really treacherous conditions. But how good is this? Daytime finish, and I just want to show you the crowds of people that are currently lining Constitution Dock to give her a massive, massive welcome. Too good for the 3 other Supermaxis, or 2 other Supermaxis, I should say, that are not too far down the Derwent as well. A pretty spectacular finish, and rare to have 3 Supermaxis racing down the Derwent for the Sydney to Hobart. But Comanche tonight, just too good this year. A dogfight down the Tasmanian coast as the race for line honours heated up.
Quite extraordinary. We've had 5 boats essentially match racing.
Comanche fighting to keep its lead, with Law Connect and Scallywag hot on her tail. At times, the trio separated by just a few hundred metres. 88-foot boat Lucky also giving the Supermaxis a run for their money.
Comanche's sort of just rounding the corner, and it's getting light. It's supposed to get light in there, so we might catch up to them a fair bit.
Calmer conditions whipping up a fierce battle as they charge towards Hobart. For a period, Scallywag pushed to the front. Skipper David Witt chasing his first line honours in his 27th Sydney Hobart. It followed a brutal night crossing Bass Strait. Law Connect's mainsail tore apart.
We're a bit of a wounded animal at the moment. Never say die.
By daylight, crew members were carrying out urgent repairs.
But we kind of were able to put some tape on it and stuff like that. And then we just hoisted the sail back up, and we're surprised that it's actually held up so well.
Any thought of retiring quickly put to bed.
Collectively decided to keep going, which I'm glad we did.
The reigning line honours champion not the only boat injured. There were electrical issues, seasickness and hull damage, while some sailors suffered broken ribs, forcing a quarter of the fleet to retire.
The longest I've done upwind before was about 12 hours, but this is more than 30 hours upwind.
Celestial V70 chasing the handicap honours, feeling the challenge too.
Very, very nasty, big waves, wind against current, chop. Yeah, hard work, hard on the boat, hard on the crew.
And while some yachts still needed rescuing today, the weather opened up a spectacular view, and there were even a few unexpected locals to rally the exhausted crews to the finish line.
So anyone who does it, you have to admire them, and every race is unique.
In Hobart, Ollie Haig, 9 News.
Police have impounded a Hoon's car after he allegedly performed a burnout at a car meet-up in Port Melbourne last night. Officers swooped on the 28-year-old driver after the stunt on Waterfront Place just before 9 p.m. He's expected to be charged on summons. A car has flattened a fire hydrant and a fence in Blackburn South, coming to rest just metres from where children were sleeping. Police allege the driver was 3 times the legal blood alcohol limit. Penelope Lish explains.
A Mercedes drenched after taking out a fire hydrant and a brick fence. The homeowners waking to this just after 1 a.m. The car metres from their children's bedroom on Faulkner Street in Blackburn South. Coming to rest in the same place they'd been with their dog just 10 minutes earlier.
I heard the car hit the fence. I got up, had a look, and the person got out of the car, came out through the water that was sky high out of the hydrant.
While the 44-year-old managed to walk away, she's accused of being 3 times over the legal blood alcohol limit.
They must have been really moving to be able to do the damage.
The family are now waiting to hear back from insurers, their street's water supply reinstated in the early hours.
It was around the height of the tree.
Water was gushing up in the air, and what a waste.
It's alleged the woman recorded a breath test of .178. She's immediately had her licence suspended and is expected to be charged on summons with drink driving offences. Police are warning drivers to expect random breath tests across the holiday period, with December typically recording the highest number of drink driving incidents. Penelope Lish, 9 News.
9 people have been arrested in Italy accused of raising millions of euros for Hamas. The suspects are linked to 3 charitable organisations, and police claim they sent more than $12 million to the militant group. Among those arrested is the president of Italy's Palestinian Association. A post-Christmas storm has blanketed parts of America with heavy snow, the plummeting temperatures plunging New York into a state of emergency. And as Jonathan Kersley reports, the Arctic blast has triggered travel pain for many.
A whiteout in New York, a winter wonderland for some.
We did get some snow. Yes, I am just outside of Central Park. A nice view here of some of the nice buildings here.
This, the worst storm in the tri-state area in 4 years, triggering a travel nightmare. More than 7,000 flights delayed, hundreds cancelled.
I live in Las Vegas, so we're not used to this.
It's very cold and it was very unexpected.
The snowstorm sweeping across the northeast of the United States.
Stay home. This is a good baby making day, you know.
As temperatures plummeted below freezing, there was a state of emergency declared for New York. Icy conditions spread far and wide. This in Pennsylvania. Teamwork needed to move traffic. In the Midwest, lakes frozen over. This person braving the elements for a spot of ice fishing. There were treacherous conditions even as far west as California. Days after a deluge hit the south, power is still cut in some areas.
The house is still pretty cold and we can't still cook a meal.
The worst of this storm has passed, but the depths of winter are still around the corner. In the United States, Jonathan Kersley, 9 News.
And Isabel Quinlan is here now with our weather details, which are thankfully a stark contrast to what we just saw there. Izzy, we've had plenty of summer sunshine today.
We have, Steph, and many made the most of it, getting out early for some exercise before the temperature really started to warm up. The city peaked at 29 degrees this afternoon. Now, while we're experiencing settled conditions, it's a different picture up north. A tropical low is delivering heavy rain and storms with flood warnings in place for parts of northwestern Queensland. The system is forecast to slowly move over the south the next couple of days, while northerlies should keep Victoria warm and dry. And Steph, I'll have the full 7-day forecast for us a little later in the bulletin.
All right. Great, we'll see you then. Thanks, Izzy.